Alrighty, today we are talking about something called measures of central tendency. It's something that you've heard of before, so it won't take that long to kind of refresh your memory on it. There are 4 measures of central tendency. The first one is what Nicole tends to be sometimes, and that is known as the mean.
Did you see that? She just threw a piece of paper at me. Paige is mean too.
When I'm talking about mean, another word for that is
Aggressive. Sounds like a word describing Paige.
mean is another word for average. Okay? So in order for me to find the average, I'm going to take the sum of all the values. And when I say sum, that means addition divided by the number of values. The next measure of central tendency is known as the median. The median on the road is that thing that prevents you from crossing into oncoming traffic, whether on the highway or the interstate. So when I think about a median, I think about what is in the middle. And in order for us to find median, we have to order our data. The third measure of central tendency is known as the mode. And when I think of mode, I think of the word most. So I'm going to write down some values here. These are bowling scores. And so we are going to find the mean, the median, and the mode of these bowling scores. When we are trying to find the mean, the order doesn't matter. So all I'm going to do in order for me to find the mean is I'm just going to take those 8 values and add them together. So I'm just going to take my calculator and I'm just going to add all of those numbers up. I add them together and I get that they equal 976. So that is the sum of all the values. I've added them all together. So now I'm going to take that number that I just got and divide it by how many values there are. Well, I told you that there are 8 scores, so I'm going to divide that by 8. And I get that the average or the mean score is 122, which is much better than I bowl on a regular basis. The next thing that we have to do is find the median, which means that in order for us to find the median, we have to order our data first from least to greatest. So what is the smallest number that you see up there in that list of values?
104.
Okay, I see 104. I see that it shows up several times. And I'm one of those people where I want to make sure that I don't list something more than I should. So once I list it, I'm going to go ahead and cross it off. The next smallest number after 104 looks like 109. And we should have 8 values. So now I've ordered my values. And so my median way is, again, me counting and using my fingers. I start from the outside, pair the smallest value with the highest value, and then just work my way to the middle. So I find out that these 2 values here are the middle values. But we have a problem because it's not the very middle. I have the edges of the middle. So in order for me to figure out the value that goes in between here, I have to average these together, which means I'm going to perform what I just did up here, where I'm adding these 2 together and then dividing by how many values I have. So if I add those together, I get 222. I added together 2 values. That gives me a median of 111. So 111 is the middle of the value. So if you end up with 2 middle values, you have to average them together to get your median. The other nice thing about ordering your data at this point is that it makes it really easy for us to find mode. Mode, again, is the number that shows up the most, and in this case it happens to be 104 because it shows up 3 times. Now it is possible for you to have more than one mode. If I had 189 show up 3 times and 104 show up 3 times, then 104 and 189 would both be a mode.
What do you do if there's only like one of each number?
If you have one of each number and there's not one number that has multiple values, then there would be no mode.